Hello and welcome to Tech Talk here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the first sprint race of the F1 season. As ever, I'm joined by our resident technical expert, Fabrega,
Hello,
who is out of position.
Am I?
Yes, you are. Come into position.
Oh, sorry.
That will become clear very soon.
Yep.
Today, Albert, we are talking about grids and how the cars line up on them. Now, we have seen penalties so far this season. One for Esteban Ocon in Bahrain, one for Fernando Alonso in Saudi Arabia, and interestingly, not one for Max Verstappen in Australia.
Yep.
So, Albert, what is going on and why are cars finding themselves, and you, out of position?
Yeah. Let's explain first how is the grid position, the grid box on the grid. I've done a simulation here that we have the lines that defines the limit of the grid box in the grid of a Grand Prix, and then we have a yellow line on the side. In some races we've seen in both sides, but this is not a limit. This is just a reference for the driver. You remember here last year when we were speaking about or talking about the position of the driver inside the car, that they don't see almost anything on the floor at up to 8 meters.
Yes.
So for them it's really difficult to see the line. They cannot see that line, and it's even difficult to see these lines. So the reference for them is the yellow line.
And I guess
it's nothing related
wheels,
to regulations or to the limits of the grid box.
18-inch wheels as well, the halo, it's made it all a little bit
You're
more
right,
difficult.
that's a good point. That's a good point for them. So they have to go a little bit like some question marks when they are approaching to the grid position and rely on the yellow line or reference they have on the wall or whatever they fix it on.
Now you have a solution for this. We'll come to it in just a mo. But how are these penalties handed out? What are the current regulations?
Okay, we do have the regulations. Article 48 of the sporting regulations. It states very clear that there is three conditions, that if you are in one of these situations, you are in an incorrect position on the grid. And then there is 3 different penalties to apply, 5 or 10 seconds, or even drive-through on the pit lane, depending on how harsh it's going to be or how advantage do you take from being in an incorrect position. If you are 1 meter ahead, obviously it's not the same that if you are 5 centimeters ahead of the position. So let's just start. Transponder. We have to say that there is a transponder that is here, like a transponder sensor that it connects with the car. So there is a sensor in the car and there is a transponder here that are connected, and they see each other. So FIA can see these sensors. If you are not in a position where those sensors see each other, you are out of position. Let's say if you stop the car 2 meters before your position, the sensor will not detect you, so you are out of your position. If you move before the start.
A false start.
False start, jump start, yes. We haven't seen yet since a long time ago.
No.
But if you have a jump start, if you start before the lights go off, you have a penalty. And the last one that has been this year
We've seen it,
a
haven't
topic in every single race. Any part of the contact patch of the tire is out of the lines. It doesn't matter if we're talking the side line or the front line, it doesn't matter. But if any single part of the patch that is in contact with the tarmac, not the progression, if we do the extension of the line, no, the patch of the tire is something like that in the floor. If it's touching ahead or side,
as we saw with Ocon and Alonso,
that means you are out of your position. Alonso was something like that, and Ocon as well, but Max Verstappen was
that's
on
the
the
interesting
limit.
one, isn't it? He was on the limit, but it looked like he was far ahead. But actually, as you say, the contact patch was in position.
That's the point, because we could say, Max Verstappen is off. No, but the contact patch of the tire is still in contact with the line, so he's not outside the limit of the line. He was in a good position, so no penalty applied. That's good.
Absolutely. And a sprint weekend, as I say. So these drivers are going to have to line up not once, but twice. They're going to also want to try and avoid any penalties. There are points galore on offer this weekend. Could be a really fruitful one if you get things right. You have a solution for this. You could make your millions from it, Albert.
Because the other day I was going in a car wash to wash my car.
Okay.
And you have a red light and you going in. Suddenly it say stop. Okay. So I say, why don't apply that into the Formula One? I said, let me think. I went to Alcamel, my friends of Alcamel, to try to develop something that it could be in the future. It's not easy to put it right now in a Formula One car. It's more complex. But you want to go to the future?
Okay, let's
go to the future.
We're definitely still in 2023 in Baku.
Can I try
Albert.
again?
You can
No,
try
leave
again.
it, leave it. It doesn't work at all. But let's see.
Let's pretend we are in the future.
Let's pretend in the future. And I have worked on 2 different solutions that it could work on a Formula One car. What we have done is to put a mini camera on top, where the Formula One cameras are, and a sensor on the front wing.
Okay.
And 2 things: help the driver basically to be within the limits, side limits of the box, the grid box, and to have a signal for him to say, stop, that's you, you are right. You don't have to go a little bit forward or backwards. No, this is the position.
Just like a car wash. I
Exactly
love
the
that
same
this has
thing.
come from a
Exactly the
car
same
wash, and
thing.
it's something that everyone at home can relate to. So
Yes.
anyone who drives a car knows what it is to go through a car wash. Okay, let's take a look then at how it works. I'm just going to move our regulations out the way. No need for these when we're living in the future.
No.
Okay, let's do this.
So what we do have is a screen where there are 2, let's say, virtual reality lines that are aligned with the car. So when we approach to the grid box, the drivers can see if they are matching the position. You see that now the lines are quite matching the grid box ones. So if we were going in a wrong position, let's say like this, you see there is a big gap between them. So we can see very easy that we are out of position for the drivers. And then the other good thing here is we are moving, we are in the limits, we are right, and we need to know where to stop. That's it.
That's amazing.
That's it.
And how has it sensed that? How has it sensed it's over the line?
There is a sensor here that it detects the white color of the line.
So the sensor literally detects between black and white.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
So it is when we're approaching the position, look, that's it, stop.
Brilliant.
And
it's so clear, it's so
we
simple.
are pretty sure that all the cars will be in the same position within the lines, and this is a good help for the driver because if he's going like this in a wrong direction, you see that is very different.
They can see.
Yeah, and if you are aligned with the grid box, very easy.
That's brilliant. It's so clever. And what's stopping us putting this system into the cars right now?
It's difficult because all the electronics of the car, you know, the signal is real time now because we have a Wi-Fi in the car that is going to the computer and to the TV. So this is not easy to implement to a Formula One car right now. But on the future, I'm pretty much sure that the FIA will study similar things like this to avoid this. I would not say silly penalties, but avoidable.
Absolutely. Patent it right now. Copyright this.
Yes.
You're going to make your money from this, Albert.
50-50?
Sure, I'll go with that.
Let's go.
Thank you so much to Albert. We'll be back with another Tech Talk in Miami.